Hi guys, let's go over our map. You ready? We have our boundaries. We have Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah. All right, our rivers, Colorado River, the Rio Grande River, Arkansas River, and the South Platte River. All right, and our interstates, we have I-70 and I-25. All right, our highest 14er, the highest point in Colorado, is Mount Albert. The 14er that is up in Rocky Mountain National Park is Long's Peak. The 14er that's outside of Colorado Springs is Pikes Peak. All right, and then our cities, we have Fort Collins, Boulder, Denver, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, Durango, Grand Junction, and Glenwood Springs. All right, let's see. Oh, our national parks. We have Rocky Mountain National Park up here. What do we have right down here? Great Sand Dunes. What about right about here? Black Canyon of the Gunnison. What about down here? Mesa Verde. And what about up here? Dinosaur National Monument. Okay, you need to know your parks, and there's a good look again at how you spell them. So take a good look at that. Remember our abbreviation for Rocky Mountain, RMNP. And look at how you abbreviate national. I'm sure you did that on your map a couple weeks ago, but just take a look at that. Okay. All right. You should be open to page 19. So I know I didn't tell you that. So open to page 19, your timeline. We're going to go over the last 3 dates that you wrote. Remember, they're not all going to be the same. I'm going to go over the 4 that are here. And you wrote 3 of them. So let's see which 3 you chose. In 1906, the Denver Mint issues its first coins. So a mint is a place that makes money. So we have 4 mints in the United States, and Denver happens to be one of them. So you can go and check that out. It's a free tour if you ever want to go down to Denver and check out the Denver Mint. There are certain days that you can go. In 1915, did you abbreviate? RMNP, Rocky Mountain National Park, is established in 1915, so it's pretty old. It's over 100 years old. And then you may have written, I'm thinking the boys might have wrote 1960, the Denver Broncos becomes a professional team. Or you may have written 1973. Maybe you couldn't read it very well. Eisenhower Tunnel opens underneath the Continental Divide. So the Continental Divide, I should show you on my map, but it's where it's really high and water goes, on the mountains, the source. So when that water, that snow melts, some of that water goes down the mountain this way and goes out to the Atlantic Ocean, and then goes down the other way and goes out into the Pacific Ocean, the Continental Divide. Speaking of which, you can go on the Continental Divide Trail. You can start in Mexico and go right through Colorado. Part of the Colorado Trail that I was on, I was meeting people that were doing the Continental Divide Trail. It's about 6 months worth of hiking. So if you ever want to do that, that's interesting. Let me show that to you, if I can see it. So the tunnel was built there. The Eisenhower Tunnel, you might be familiar with it if you've ever skied in Colorado and you've gone out on I-70 and you've gone to Loveland Ski Resort. Right around there, like pretty much you can see a sign for Continental Divide, and you can see the ski slope as well. Okay, let me see if I can find it here. The Continental Divide. Let's see. Oh, here it is. So we're looking at our map. You're down here, it goes through New Mexico as well, comes up here, it goes all the way around, and this is where it's on part of the, where I was hiking, and then it goes up here, and it kind of just keeps going, yep, right there up into Wyoming. All right, speaking of which, since we have our map out here, let's see if we can remember any of our mountain ranges. So our mountain ranges, we said, of course, that we can see when we're looking out our window going down I-25, we can see the Front Range Mountains. And then the Sawatch, or the Sawatch Mountain Range, is right down here. Then we have the Sangre de Cristo. Do you remember what Sangre de Cristo means? The Blood Mountains, Blood of Christ. And then over here, the San Juan Mountain Range. San Juan Mountain Range. Okay, so that just gives you some ideas of, there we go, some ideas of some of our mountain ranges. We have a lot of mountain ranges, but those are the ones that I wanted to mention to you. All right, now I want you to turn to page 27, famous landmarks. I'll show you, you have 2 pages that are about famous landmarks, and we're going to only work on one today. You're going to work on this one. You're going to get some great sentences. You're going to spell things correctly. You're going to have great answers. And then I want you to send me a picture of just the first one. So you have 27 and page 29 looks the same. And so let me just make sure, yep, 29. I want you to do the first one only because I want to see how you do before you do 2. All right, now, famous landmarks. You should be on page 27. It says, what famous landmarks are located in your state? You may know where this one's located. It's not in our state. Okay. And do you know where this one's located? Have you been here? Have you been to either of these? Let me know in the chat if you've been to either of these states that have these as landmarks. Well, you are going to do things like, maybe you're already thinking of famous places that we have. The Garden of the Gods. You say, Ms. Lamontagne, I don't know what you're talking about. Look up Garden of the Gods. It's a really beautiful landmark we have in Colorado. Great sand dunes. I know we've mentioned that one before. How about Mesa Verde? You could come up with your own. If I were you, I would punch in famous landmarks in Colorado. Okay, and then make sure when you're reading that it really is in Colorado. And you're going to answer these questions down here. The first question is, what is this famous landmark? So you're going to have a picture up here, and then what is this famous landmark? Maybe there's a picture and somebody says, oh, I've never seen that. Where's that? What is it? You're answering down here what that famous landmark picture is. Where is it found in your state? It's in the east. No, I don't want that as an answer. Where is it? What city is it next to? What town is it near? Is it in the northeastern part of your state? Okay, I want specifics for your answer. Okay, and then down here, why is it famous? Because it's beautiful. No, 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 no. I want something specific. Look at all this room. I don't want you to fill it all up, but there is room to give a good explanation of what you're trying to tell us. Remember, you're going to be like a travel agent. You are going to have somebody look through this notebook when you're finished with it. And when they're looking, I want them to be able to learn something based on what you've written. Okay, not something that they already knew. I want you to think of an interesting fact. Maybe you're going to come up with an interesting fact of why is it famous. You say, well, I didn't really want to take the time to look that up. I'm just going to write this down. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a real answer. And I'll be able to tell when I read this tomorrow, when you take a picture, I will be able to tell, did they put some thought into their answers, into their research? Would I want to hire Aubrey as my tourist guide? Would I want to hire Caden to tell me something about Colorado? Oh, wow, look, I want to hire Aaliyah. Look at the information she's providing. Okay, so make sure that you have great information here. All right? All right, that's where we're going to end today. That was a 10-minute video. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're watching your videos, paying attention, learning, and things like that. All right, Love you guys.